2K27 is quickly approaching, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. We are less than a month away, a few weeks away, to be honest with you, from the early access that is dropping on August 28th, man. And in today's video, we're going to cover two things. We're going to cover the 2K27 news that has been coming out on X from their official 2K, Twitter page, whatever you want to call it. And also, I'm going to be discussing the things that I could have done better with my day one build right here that you're watching, my 6'8" Demigod ISO build. And yes, it's still a good build, you know what I'm saying? It's still a good build, but I want to talk about, later on in the video, what I could have done better and what I should have done. But we got to get to this news first, ladies and gentlemen, because, man, there's a lot of things that have been going on in the 2K community. So when I was on X, aka Twitter, we already know what the OG name is. That boy Mike Wang has been tweeting. Okay, that boy Mike Wang has been tweeting, and he put out this statement right here. Now, somebody said, hey, Mike Wang, what is the 3-point shooting percentages for seasons 3 through 8? And Mike Wang had this to say. Now, I'm not going to read this. You can read it for yourself. Feel free to screenshot everything that I'm going to be posting on the screen. Feel free to screenshot. But when it comes to the 3-point percentages that has been posted from seasons 3 through 8, I got to say, y'all, and y'all might hate me for this, but I got to agree with them. And this is the reason why I agree with them. Now, you, the person that's watching this video, you may be saying to yourself, well, not me, Black Raiden. I'm shooting 60%, 65%, 70%. And guess what? I believe you. I believe you. I believe that you are shooting this good. But guess what? Just because you are shooting that well doesn't mean that everybody is. Because let me tell you something. This year, even though the shooting was easy and the defense was lacking severely, 2K has decided that their model of how they're going to shape their business is that they are going to make a game that is catered for the casual of the casuals. Okay, I'm talking about those people who only game 1 to 2 times a week, and they're not on there very long because why? Their schedule just might not allow them to play anymore, or the lack of skill that they have just won't let them continue to play, or maybe they just don't have consistent friends or anybody that they can just hoop with and just get on the game as much. You know what I'm saying? Everybody don't play ones. You know what I'm saying? Everybody don't play 2s. Some people only play like 3s and 5s. Okay, there are people out there who just play those certain type of modes, regardless if it's improving grounds or pro-am or whatever, you know what I'm saying? The rec, whatever, it doesn't really matter. And even though you, the person who is watching this, you're shooting very, very well, there are some people who aren't. Really, there aren't. And those people, based upon the skill-based matchmaking, they're only playing each other. Now, I'm not saying that you can't run into a bum yourself. I'm not saying that doesn't happen. We all know that that happens. But what I am saying is that the casual of the casual is the largest part of the player base when it comes to 2K. Okay, us players like myself and you who, we hawk the game, as much as we possibly can, given life circumstances and different things like that. And, we really try to master our shot and learn how to dribble and play the, fair amount of defense that we can and make all the builds and all this other stuff. They're not like us. No pun intended. No pun intended. Some people just don't care about mastering their jump shots. They don't. They just want to get on the game, have fun. Maybe they win, maybe they don't. I hate to tell y'all that, but it is what it is. Now, also on the 2K official Twitter account, they dropped this. They said, like this post, and we're going to give you your 2K27 archetype. They said it was an archetype, but in my opinion, these are the new build names. So I'm going to be dropping all of the new 2K27 possible build names, possible build names down in the right corner. So let me know what y'all like. Now, as you can see, I got the prototype, if you couldn't tell from that first screenshot, and basically that's a 6'8" build. You know what I'm saying? I don't really know what's going to be my first day one build, but we gonna see. Next is Launchpad. Didn't we already have Launchpad? Didn't we already have that as a build name? I don't know, man. Two-way shot creator, we've had that a few years now. So, so far I'm not seeing anything that's extremely new or anything. Also, by the way, I also drop these on my Twitter and on my socials. But anyway, point fading wizard. That's different, you know, for all the midi faders of the world who love that play style. There's something for you. Anomaly for the 7-4 aliens of the world. So that just lets me know 7-4 builds are coming back. You know, that just lets me know that, but duh, because Wemby is still in the league. You know, block party for Chet. Is he really a block party? I don't know. We don't really know what the ratings are going to be for these, you know, these build names or anything like that. Offensive Maverick. I don't know if I like that name. I mean, does it fit him? Y'all let me know down in the comments. Jelly Dimer. Now that's interesting for that man right there. Jelly Dimer. I don't know. I guess that's kind of cool. Splash for Curry. I mean, come on now. That's self-explanatory. He is one half of the Splash Brothers. You feel me? So I guess, you know, it's fitting. I mean, what else are you going to call him? Off the bounce bulldozer? I don't know. Does he really be running through people like that? I don't know, man. Y'all let me know down in the comments. Scoop artist. I guess that's kind of fitting for a player, you know, build of his type. You know, he does do a lot of scoop, you know, layups and things like that. So I don't know. Conductor. That's a nice name, but does that fit him? You know what I'm saying? Does that fit him? I mean, the conductor is usually the captain. So what are we saying here? I don't know. I don't know, man. But let's continue on. Let's continue on with the next build name. Defensive lock. Okay, we usually get those type of builds every single year. Me personally, I like lockdown defender as a name, but you know, I'm old school like that. But it is what it is. I guess that's pretty cool, you know. Bully ball big. Bully ball big. That's a dope name, but is he really a bully ball? I mean, yeah, he can. He got tendencies. He can do it. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I don't know. I'm just leaving this up to y'all. What do y'all like? You know? Now, here are the top 10 mid-range scorers, okay? Make sure y'all, once again, make sure y'all screenshot where you need to. Do you agree with these lists? Do you not agree with them? I don't know. Top 10 shot blockers, okay. Of course, Wemby's going to be number one with a 10-foot, you know, wingspan and a 10-foot wingspan and whatnot. I don't know, man. Top 10 steals, okay? And also, while y'all screenshotting, this can be like a little insight to how you should make your build coming up this year. You know what I'm saying? Just keep that in mind. Okay, top 10 rookies. All right, top 10 rookies. You know, this is cool. This is cool or whatever. You know, I'm not gonna probably make one of those, but you know, that's cool. Top 100 range from 100 to 91. Okay. That's pretty cool. That's pretty dope. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Caruso, man. I know a lot of people don't like him, but I rocks with Caruso, man. I know a lot of people don't, but I do. Top 190 to 81. I don't know. Do y'all agree with these lists or do y'all not agree? Let me know down in the comments. Also, let me know down in the comments what was your favorite, you know, quote unquote archetype name that 2K dropped. You know what I'm saying? Let me know which y'all liked the best, which y'all thought was cool, which y'all thought was dope. Now, the second part of this video, ladies and gentlemen, I want to talk about my day one build as you've been seeing in these games that I've been showing y'all while we've been talking about these screenshots. For this being my day one, I made a 6'8", 6'8" wingspan. I forgot what they called this build originally. I know it's a green light build, but that wasn't the original name. This was a good build. You know, this was a good all around build, you know. The only thing that I would change about this build is that I would have made the wingspan longer. You know, I would have gotten a more, you know, block rating or a better block rating, because I got a 78 block on this build, but the longer the wingspan, the better the contest. But you have to keep in mind, this was the first, you know, day one build, and we didn't know the ins and outs of this game when this game dropped at launch, you know. So if I had the insight that I have now back then, I definitely would have went with the longer arms, sacrificed the 3-ball, because the 3-ball on this is like a 92. I believe it's like a 92. I would have just gone for an 89 mid-range and like an 83 to like 85 3-ball, because to me, having extremely high shooting on builds like this was not needed, because in my opinion shooting was easy. Like I said, I'm not one of those people who are shooting, you know, like 45% or anything like that. You know, I'm just not. That wasn't my average. But, you know, that's just me. I understand some people need those high ratings, and nor am I shaming anybody who needs, you know, extremely high ratings, but for how I play and different things like that. And I know this build really helped a lot of people when it came to, you know, making their first build. And, you know, I'm very thankful that I could do that for y'all. But if I could remake it, you know, on, you know, possibly 2K27, I would go with the longer arms just for a better defensive contest. But at the same time, this is back on a 2K to where the defense wasn't all that great, because contest wasn't based upon your hand being in front of somebody's face. The contest was based upon your hand being in front of the ball, which in my mind wasn't the smartest thing for 2K to do, but they did it this year. So, you know, it is what it is. You do what you got to do, and you just you know, adjust accordingly. You feel me? But honestly, I may have given it a steal, but bump steals got, you know, I'm not saying that they were bad. They weren't bad. You could get a bump steal, but on ball plucks and different things like that. That's why I told y'all every year I never really care about the steal rating on my builds or anything like that. I care more about blocks, and I care more about contest and things like that, because, you know, steals are a little bit too easy to me. And I get it. I'm not saying that it doesn't have IQ of knowing when to, you know, steal the ball, you know, from ball handlers and different things like that. But I'm just saying, like, they always patch steals, because, you know, the community cries about steals being OD, steals not being buffed enough or anything like that. But I've never been the type of 2K player that actually just went OD with the steals. Like, I've never had anything over like a 78 or an 80 at the most, maybe 85, you know, at the very most. You know what I'm saying? I've never been a 91, 99, 98, whatever steal type of player. That's just not how I play. I rather just clamp you up, you know, body up on you, body up animations, different things like that, and just, you know, basically put you in jail. You know what I'm saying? But I get it. Everybody doesn't play the way that I play, and nor should they have to play the way that I play. And that's, in my opinion, that's what makes a good 2K game, that everybody can play their own individual style, you know? But when it comes to my day one build, yes, it's still a good build. And if anybody's watching this while 2K27 is out, if you want to make this build, I will link it at the, you know, at the end of this video. But to me, I would have gone longer arms, you know, longer arms, just for a better contest, and, you know, keep the speed and all this other stuff. Maybe put a little bit more of my cap breakers on my speed and agility, you know, just to get a little bit of the edge of on the competition and things like that. But for what it is, man, it's still a good build. You know, I'm still proud of it. I'm still happy with it, even though, you know, things like that you just saw happens. I'm still proud of it, man. I'm ready for 2K27. Are y'all ready for 2K27? Or what are y'all thinking about making? I put a poll up on the community page on my YouTube, so if you haven't seen it, please go vote to what you think that my day one build should be that I bring to you all to the channel, because which one ever gets the most likes, that's the build that I'm going to make first. Okay, so y'all need to, you know, voice your opinion on what you want to see, because if enough people don't vote, I'm going to make something. And it's don't get me wrong, it's gonna be dope, but it may not be what everybody wants to view, and I want everybody to be a part of the channel. So anyway, man, if you're new, make sure you subscribe, hit that like button, and turn on those post notifications, man. And if you want to see how I made this build back on the launch of 2K26, click this video right here, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.